It's time for Down Home in the Tri-States with your host, Ron Jones. If it's farming, gardening, information, or just plain interesting, you can catch it all right here on Down Home in the Tri-States.
Good morning. How y'all doing this morning? Glad to have you with us on Down Home in the Tri-States. I'm Ron Jones, your host. We're on every Saturday morning at 5:30 right here on News 13 WMBB. And we certainly do appreciate you watching this program. Doing business with our sponsors. That's what brings this show to you, our sponsors, folks. Without them, we wouldn't be on this morning, okay? Just remember that. If you enjoy this show, please do business with them. And tell them that you saw it on this show. If you don't, they'll never know, okay? And they like to hear that. I do too. But just tell them you're there, and Ron told you to come and do business with them. We just appreciate that. If it's not something where you go, give them a call, like Water Dan, places like that. Give them a call and let them know that that you need their help. And you saw it on the show here. Okay, let's see. I want to remind you about the big Mason auction today. Big Mason auction. That's the spring farm and construction auction going on, starting at 8 a.m. this morning. I won't be able to be there, but my wife's going to be there and is getting some fin that we can show on the show in a couple of weeks. So y'all want to be sure and get to the Mason auction. Big auction, folks. Big auction. Probably got more stuff than any auction you're going to find around here, okay? A lot of stuff. Just acres and acres of stuff out there. And go up there and get you a number if you've never been. Go in the building and get you a number so you can bid. And it's big auction. That's going to be today now. It starts at 8 a.m. at the Mason Auction Yard. That's on Highway 231 North in Campbellton, Florida. Like on 231 going toward Dothan. If you're coming to Panama City, it's on the right. If you're going toward Dothan, it's on the left. So Mason auction today. Don't miss it, and write it down now so after you get done with breakfast and everything, and you can eat while you're up there if you want. They got some good hamburgers they cook right on the spot there. I want to remind you about the Panhandle Pioneer Settlement. They're open 10 till 2, and they're open on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Now today they're going to have the custom knife show and sale. That's always a big hit with them over there. And if you've never been to a custom knife show and sale, you need to go. Okay, so when you get through the auction, get on over to Bluntstown, Florida, Highway 20. It's in Panhandle Pioneer Settlement. It takes Silas Green Street off of 20 in Bluntstown there, and just take it north, and you'll run into the settlement there. So that's the big knife show and sale today, 8 a.m. until, okay? Also May the 3rd, the big quilt show they have, that's going to be from 9 to 2. Mark your calendars, May the 3rd, okay? I attend a convention every year out in Las Vegas. It's about TV equipment and stuff like that. I like to try to keep up on what's popular and what's new and everything, so I try to attend when I can. And last year when I was out there, they were building something, and this thing, I tell you what, I got some video this year of it. They finished it. I had no idea what it was going to be, but I'm going to show you that, and I think you'll enjoy that. I went on it, got some video while I was on it, and it's just amazing. So y'all stay with us, watch that. We'll be back in just a minute. It's Down Home in the Tri-States. I'm Ron Jones, and we're on every Saturday morning, 6:30 a.m., 5:30 a.m., 5:30, right here on News 13 WMBB. Y'all watch this, and we'll be right back.
Have you got water problems? Pump won't pump? Do you need answers and solutions, but you don't want the runaround and you want someone honest? Well, have no fear, folks. Do what I did. Call the man, Water Dan. Dan Dubose will take care of your problem.
Hello, folks. This is Water Dan. I work on submersible pumps, jet pumps, do repairs and upgrades, anything to do with an existing water well. I would appreciate it if you call.
Call the man, Water Dan. He'll take care of your water problems. 850-535-9308. 535-9308. Folks, you know why people from Washington, Jackson, Holmes, Bay County, you know why they call Water Dan? Because Dan Dubose knows what he's doing. Y'all give him a call.
Hydroport steering. Is this amazing or what? Joe Riley and the gang at Rhino Boat announced the magical wonders of hydraulic steering. If you're like me and bothered by that old darn arthritis, Hydroport steering is the answer. Quick and easy maneuverability, one-finger steering, ease of access to launching and loading. Hydroport steering is the answer we've all been waiting for. Only at Joe's Motor Service. Call them today and tell them you want to see this baby Ron's been talking about. Leave it to the gang at Rhino Boat. I love my Hydroport steering.
Folks, ain't no better way to wake up to breakfast in the morning than there is to Register's Meat Products. They got your regular smoked sausage, and they got your hot smoked sausage. I like that one. And they got your center cut cured bacon. Man, that's my favorite. I love this stuff. And they got your smoked pork chops.
Folks, you can get your registered meat at over 140 grocery outlets throughout the area. If they don't have it, tell them they need to get it. It's Registers. Tell them you want it, you demand it. And if you're in Cottondale, Florida, check out their store over there and get that Pick 5 for $19.99. Just like old Andy always said, it's good. Last year, while attending a convention in Las Vegas, the monorail, which carries me to the convention site from the hotel, it passed this big construction site. Right there, it's located behind the Flamingo Hotel and Harrah's Hotel. At that time, I was curious about this big structure and what it was going to be. They apparently had just started on the project a few months before. A few weeks ago, my wife clipped an article out of the News Herald, and the article was about that structure there. And the article was titled, "Riders Wowed by View from Vegas Wheel." The wheel, properly named the High Roller, and to quote the article, the Las Vegas High Roller towers over the shops at the Link, L-I-N-Q. That's a bunch of shops and things there. The 550-foot tall attraction, which opened to the public on March 31st of this year, just 7 days before I attended the convention this year, I said, I've got to go ride that thing and get some video for my viewers and fans to see that may not be able to go see that thing. And I was one of the first few to ride the attraction since it just opened during its first week of operation. The High Roller is the tallest Ferris wheel type ride in the world. And its highest point, it reaches 550 feet above Las Vegas, and breathtaking views are fantastic. They are fantastic, folks. The structure has 32 glass round pods, or passenger cabins as they are called, and each pod will hold up to 40 people. You heard me right. Each pod holds up to 40 people, and there's 32 of them. You can imagine how big this thing is. The ride takes 17 minutes to complete one rotation, and it never stops. It moves slow, so it never stops. When it gets back down to the bottom, the passengers enter one side while the passengers on board exit the other side. Now, I filmed all of the video you're watching on this thing in hopes I could capture what I experienced on film for you to enjoy today. Although the video does not do justice at all to actually being there on the ride itself, I wanted you to at least get some feel for the amazing structure.
Some evenings do not with courage. The point is, we're here. I would like to officially welcome you aboard the High Roller, the world's largest observation wheel.
Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, and the dream that you dare to, oh why can't I? Well, I see trees of green and red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Well, I see skies of blue, and I see clouds of white, and the brightness of day. I like the dark, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, singing, how do you do? They really say, I love you. I hear babies cry, and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. And the dream that you dare to, why, oh why can't I?
After exiting the high roller, I thought, you know, if that beach out there, and I'm speaking of Panama City Beach, ever expects to succeed and return to the family beach it once was for so many years, they need to start looking at forms of entertainment like this and the Gulf Coast Jam and the Gulf Coast Horse Show that can attract the whole family. The whole family can enjoy this along with the beautiful beach. They've got to stop encouraging beer and whiskey money to this area for spring break. That's what I'm talking about. And stop promoting things that attract thugs and drugs and hooligans. You know, at 67, I was part of the crowd in the 60s that came from Georgia, Alabama, Florida, and Tennessee, as you can see in the video here. And a few other states came also. It's what we call back then AEA. It was Alabama Educational Association, but that's what it's called. That's what we refer to it as, AEA. But I can guarantee you that we were not out of control. We had our fun, you know. We drank a little beer, you know. Some of us did, and we had fun. We danced, did a lot of dancing and everything. Got into a little scuffle every now and then. But Doc Daffin and all the sheriffs, they were always there to set, you know, keep things straight. But today, there's a group of about 300, including myself, that get together twice a year at the chateau on the beach. And we call it the Beach Bum Reunion. It's the same ones that used to come down here in the 60s. We gather for 3 days, twice a year. We dance, reminisce, and act like teenagers again. But trust me, folks, unlike the groups that flock here today for spring break, we were civilized, and we still are. In my opinion, if that beautiful beach is going to be saved from the ruins of the don't give a damn crowds and return to the family destination it once was, it's time for spring break and the anything goes destination crowd to end for good. And the sooner the better. Hope you enjoyed that ride. Boy, that's something, ain't it? Yeah. Hope you enjoy the beach. Y'all stay with us. We'll be right back in just a minute. Let's talk about something that's going to help you out financially, economically, and personally. Let's talk about Doug's motorized bicycles. Doug Holmes is well known throughout the Tri-States area for helping people just like yourself with all of these things. Doug has been in the business of getting people around from place to place for a long time. Doug's motorized and electric bicycles are affordably priced and economically less expensive to operate than most other forms of transportation. It's easy to lose your license these days for just about anything, and for many people, this can be devastating, especially if you have to get to work to feed your family and pay the bills. Doug's gasoline 2- and 4-stroke bicycles can get you up to 150 miles per gallon. That's right, folks, 150 miles to the gallon. Doug's electric bicycles get you a lot further on the charge than most other electric bicycles. Doug's bicycles come complete with high-quality bicycles starting at $395. You can even lay away if you need, or if you have your own bicycle, you can just get the kit installed or install it yourself. Doug also services both gas and electric motors. Folks, this is not a fly-by-night operation. Doug Holmes is a qualified and licensed dealer of motorized bicycles. Doug has most parts in stock for both gas and electric. Don't pay shipping charges. Come pick up your parts locally and usually for less. The weather is right and it's time right now, and this is a good way for you and your family to get out and enjoy a ride together. And remember, if you've been putting off getting a job because you don't have transportation, well, Doug solved your problem. Call Doug now. He's waiting on your call. Mention Ron Jones for a down-home discount. Call Doug now. You want quality craftsmanship, the best portable building you can get? You need to come to Atlas Portable Buildings and Garages. It's all built right here on site in Panama City, folks. Y'all come do business with them. State inspected and approved. Stop paying for somebody else's building. At Atlas, you can rent to own. Choose from a big selection or have it built to your need. Top grade 2x4 studs, pressure treated floor joists. Need a strong, well-built garage? We can build them too. At last, Atlas Portable Buildings and Garages you can trust. It's the best product you're going to find when it comes to portable buildings and garages. Come see Dwayne Phillips. Atlas Portable Buildings and Garages on Highway 231 across from Gulf Asphalt.
Sweet old Bob and the grand.
A lot has changed over the past 40 years here at Soul Tractor, but two things haven't and never will: Kubota quality and Soul Tractor's commitment to our customers. Help us celebrate our 40th anniversary April 22nd through the 26th during our annual Kubota Customer Appreciation Sales Event and Open House. While here, register to win a commercial backpack blower and string trimmer to be given away Saturday morning. Get the lowest prices of the year on all Kubota tractors, mowers, and RTVs. That's April 22nd through 26th at Soul Tractor.
There's a lot of misnomers out there on how to fertilize a rose. I do know that Dr. Bennett is a long time, he's passed away years and years ago, and he was a prominent rose connoisseur from Graceville, and he developed probably the best rose fertilizer out there. It was a 16-4-8 fertilizer, and he lived and died for roses, and he was from Graceville, in fact. Is that something that
I mean, that's a lot of different plants will use. You know, that's a good. I've heard that as a good. Ratio as far as fertilizer is concerned. When you look at a bag of fertilizer, you'll see those three numbers. The first number is the percentage of nitrogen. The second number, or the number in the middle, is the percentage of phosphorus, and that third number is the percentage of potassium. The vast majority of ornamental plants I've seen respond well to anything that has a 3 to 1 to 2 ratio. So a fertilizer like a 12-4-8, a 15-5-10. Most of your ornamentals and trees really respond well to that.
Right.
Roses really respond well to the ratio that you were talking about. So I believe it's 16-4-8.
16-4-8.
They work really well with that.
I can remember that in particular because my mom and dad had a lawn and garden shop in Graceville, Florida, and we carried Red Fox fertilizer. That's an old brand that's still out there, and they packaged the brand for him. It was a 16-4-8. A lot of people will use a balanced fertilizer like a 10-10 or 13 on their lawn, in particularly.
And the thing you got to be careful with those fertilizers that are a 10-10-10 or an 8-8-8, and you're actually going to start to begin to see that's almost going to become a dying breed. The middle number, phosphorus, that middle number, it really builds up in the soil. If you use a fertilizer that has a high middle number, over an extended period of time, you're going to see that phosphorus really start to build up in the soil.
Right.
It likes to cling on to these soil molecules, and it doesn't like to release. And so I've done soil samples and taken a look at places. They may not have fertilized in 5 or 6 years, but if the area was intensively managed for a particularly long period of time, I can look at it, 6-7 years down the road, and that phosphorus level can still be excessive. Nitrogen, on the other hand, when we do soil tests, we don't even test for nitrogen
because it leaches so.
Is either grabbed by the plant or it's washed right through the soil. There's no buildup of nitrogen whatsoever in the soil.
And there's a lot of people when they fertilize their lawn with a high nitrate fertilizer, they'll just water the stew out of it. Nitrogen does need a little bit of water to activate it, and would I be wrong in saying just enough to kind of melt the molecules to get it into the soil? Typically on most of the lawns that we use, centipede in particular needs very, very little fertilizer. When I was out, we used to refer to centipede as the lazy man's turf grass because the less you fertilize it, the better. Over my years in extension and looking at lawns, the best looking centipede lawns I've looked at are the ones people have hardly done anything to. The worst looking ones I ever took a look at were the ones people tried to manicure and make look like a golf green and fertilized the heck out of. So you have to be really careful about how much fertilizer you're going to put on that. Typically centipede likes about 1 pound of nitrogen per 1,000 square feet per year, which is a very, very small amount. Yes, it is.
St. Augustine, on the other hand, you can almost double that to where it's about 2 pounds of nitrogen per 1,000 square feet per year. If you're mulching your grass, you can actually even cut that back even more because a lot of the clippings that you use that are recycled in the turf itself, as it decomposes, it will release nitrogen, so you'll have nitrogen coming from that source as well.
If you need metal roofing cut to fit but don't have time to wait 4 or 5 days a week, then you need to come to Surplus and Salvage of Chipley. It's as simple as bringing your truck or trailer. Just tell them how much you want, how long. Metal roofing is made on the spot, on site. They can even make ridge cap, drip edge, flashing. Whatever you need, they'll make it. Get the lowest price. Galvalume, $1.30 a foot. 8 colors available at a low $1.79 a foot. Folks, you won't find this low price anywhere else on metal roofing. They got it at Surplus and Salvage of Chipley. Highway 90 West. Call them at 850-638-7353. Surplus and Salvage of Chipley.
Today is the big day. The largest sale of the year will take place at the Mason Auction Yard on Highway 231 North in Campbellton, Florida. Folks, this is one you don't want to miss. The annual Farm and Construction Auction. Gerald, Chad, and Todd Mason encourage you to come and save big. Thousands of items will be auctioned off to the highest bidder. Grab your friend, your neighbor, your wife, or your husband, and come on down. There's something for everyone. It all starts at 8 a.m. today. The annual Farm and Construction Auction at the Mason Auction Yard, Highway 231 North in Campbellton, Florida. We'll see you there today. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed the program today. If you got any comments or anything you want to call us or write us, just to do so. The information's on the screen there. If you got anything you want us to talk about on the show or promote, we'll do that also. Just to let us know what it is. And if you got some pictures you want to send us, you can do that too, or you can email them to us, and we'll be glad to promote whatever you got to promote, okay?